Hey, what's up, PokeTube? It's Blend CCG, and today we're gonna go over the best sets to buy and invest in January of 2026. We're gonna start out with the most recent set, Phantasmal Flames. So right now you can still easily get a lot of these on this set cheap or at MSRP. And what makes I think this set is going to be irrelevant for investment purposes is of course that it's a Charizard set. And with the ETBs with the Charizard on them look nice. They're going to be collectible, especially to Charizard fans. And in the set, they have a I think is going to be ultimately the best Charizard to chase in all of the modern era with this Mega Charizard X SIR with because it has every evolution, including Charmander, Charmeleon, a regular Charizard here, and then the Mega Charizard X here. Also, the Mega Hyper Rare Gold Mega Charizard X, even though it's more rare than the SIR, I think, and it's worth less, but I still think it will be a relevant chase card into the future just because of its rarity. Um, Other than that, I know maybe some of the other cards in it aren't as chaseable for collectors, but ultimately, I think in the long run, this along with things like the Mega Charizard X UP Ultra Premium collection, I think will ultimately be good for the long run. Also, just once again, the base set. So we're going still recent, just in this block, if you will, of Mega Evolution. I still think Mega Evolution will be good for the long run. Some are calling Mega Evolution the best base set of all time. Maybe it's easy to be biased and say, of course, original base set, of course, but I think the amount of chase cards in this set are what make it relevant. With the Lucario and the Gardevoir on the ETBs, both are fan favorites. Gold Mega Lucario, once again a $300 card. The Mega Gardevoir, a $250 card. And these Mega Gardevoir and Mega Lucario also about 160 and then 150 each. It's got Mega Venusaur, Latias. I think it's going to be relevant. Even Kangaskhan is pretty cool. Mega Absol not as popular, but I think overall it's got a lot of cards to chase in it. It's got Lucario, which is a fan favorite, or as a conspiracy, some suggest a forced favorite. But I like Lucario, and I do think ultimately in the long run, Mega Evolution booster box or Mega Evolution, and they have an enhanced booster box with a Bulbasaur promo, which I think is always going to be relevant. So, and the Elite Trainer boxes. Once again, we're just going backwards. It's just the last three sets I think are good, including Black Bolt and White Flare. I think there's a lot of cool cards, um, including Victini, Zekrom. The red Victini still almost $400. Zekrom, the black one, still $370 almost. The ETBs are for the Pokemon Center exclusive is $180, so not bad at all. So I think I don't know how popular this Belly Bolt really is. People love it because of course it's Shinji Kanda. You know, it's interesting to see this Black Bolt. Let's check out White Flare, which is also has similar rarity cards, including its own version of the Red Victini, and its White Reshiram at 344. What else is there? Yes, $80 trainer box. So I think these are very affordable right now. Of course, it's the last three sets, and to even go one more, which is what everybody the last four sets in a row or whatever. I think people are just gonna go crazy. These last four sets have been a banger, and with Ascended Heroes coming out, also gonna be a banger. And then after that, Perfect Order, which people think is going to be a flop, is very interesting. They have a run and then finally going to tank it, So they say, if you haven't been here for a tank, they think Perfect Order is not going to be as fun. We'll see. Here's Destined Rivals, the favorite, the favorite of somebody like, say, Team Rocket Joey or anybody else, because as they say, Team Rocket is iconic, right? That's why you have booster bundles still holding. That's a build and battle box. Booster bundle is a $50 item, so not bad considering 27 retail. It's going to be held up by a card like this Team Rocket Mewtwo. As they say, even the Ascended Heroes should have a more popular Mewtwo, but a $400 card, a $400 booster box. So if you can get it low, get it while you can. I think ultimately this set will perform very good in the long run. Held up by, looks like Team Rocket's Mewtwo, Garchomp. I think Garchomp's popular, the Ho-Oh. There are still chases, Team Rocket's Moltres, this Nidoking, of course, Gen 1 Premium. Wow, even a $60 Crobat, Misty Psyduck. I think ultimately another Mewtwo. I think it's going to be good for the long run. I think now we have to go to the ultimate Hyper Shield set. I think everybody knows that why Prismatic Evolutions is going to be the best. It's a special set. No booster box are made out of this set. It's got crazy chases, including the Umbreon EX for $939. It's basically a crazy chase card. It's got a $300 Sylveon. The Super Premium Collection is $250. Got Glaceon for $176, Vaporeon $180, Espeon almost $200, Leafeon even more at $238. People like this Roaring Moon for $150, Flareon for $150 as well. How many more chases are you gonna have over 100? That's why it's so good. The Prismatic Figure Collection $135, and an Elite Trainer box is still going for $124, and the Dollar General that you could be picking up for $40 for $121. I don't know how many of those are out in the wild. $140 Jolteon. Eevee itself is $108, and Ceruledge EX at $93. There's a nice Dragapult at $90. Blood Moon Ursaluna at $65. That's a pretty cool Raging Bull. What can I say? A Goldango special illustration rare at $55. The Prismatic Booster Bundle at $57. So I mean, if you can pick those up on Facebook Marketplace, 50 or lower, I think that's a good buy. Honestly, see what you can find. You know what I mean? That's kind of the goal. See what you can find on MSRP. The other day I was able to pick up this Prismatic Figure Collection from Best Buy for $70. It's worth $135. What am I going to do with that? It's like when they say printing money. See what you can find. All right. Now, what can I say? The set that is absolutely insane is 151. I don't know how much more 151 can be found out there. Of course, if they have any Sam's Club releases or something, you better jump on that. It's always interesting. Now, the cards in this set are not nearly as expensive as the Eevee set, Prismatic Evolutions. Perhaps it has to do with how big the set of Prismatic is and how many just SIRs there are, how hard it is to get that Umbreon, or the Sylveon or any of those cards. Each one, it's so hard because there's so many cards in that set. But here we got Charizard. I like this Charizard a lot. People call it the no-neck Charizard. It's still a $266 card. We got a $80 Blastoise, a $67 Zapdos. That Charmander there is still gonna be $60. Look, the Sam's Club tins are over $100. It's it's a good set to be invested in. If you could find panic selling it on Facebook Marketplace, try to get it as low as you can, because I do think ultimately 151 is going to be a generational set. Gen 1 premium, I think it's going to stick around and be worth something. So that's my rant on that. I think we all know. I think another set to pay attention to is Paldean Fates, because once again they did not print any booster boxes of this set. How much is a Elite Trainer box from the Pokemon Center? It's $380. A Paldean Fates Elite Trainer box is $280. Wow, that's pretty good. What kind of interesting chases are we going to see in this set? It does have a $100 Gardevoir. Of course, can never forget what the chase card of the entire set is a $485 Mew called the Bubble Mew. So I think that is what is the biggest chase. What else we got that's relevant in here? I've found these sticker collections at Best Buy recently. Who knows how much we're gonna even have around for $37. I know people went crazy about and I just did not have them. Was not able to pick this up, but this Paldean Fates Great Tusk and Iron Treads EX Premium box. They have these at Walmart or whatever. I can't remember what they were at MSRP. They kind of dipped down to 160, but I think they're back up. So that is a good pickup. I don't know how well this is going to do against the other ones. I do think the Bubble Mew is very relevant to keep a set like this going. So a good investment, I think. I would pick that. All right, and let's talk about some upcoming sets. Of course, the next set to be released is going to be Ascended Heroes. Now, obviously, I don't know how relevant these prices are going to be. People are trying to sell this Elite Trainer box at $300 on a pre-sale. Now, of course, it's not going to be worth that on launch, so don't pay $300. That is, what they say, bad idea. I think you'd be better off trying to see what you can get once it's the price that they're actually out in the wild, or maybe find your own Pokemon Center order of this. But it will be a Dragonite set that's relevant. It has a Gengar in it, the Mega Gengar. It also has a Team Rocket's Mewtwo in it. I think ultimately Ascended Heroes is going to be like the next Prismatic, in that it's a specialty set where there won't be booster boxes of it. So keep on the lookout. I think Ascended Heroes will be ultimately relevant. After Ascended Heroes, and that's the other problem, is that Ascended Heroes is allegedly going to be somewhat short printed at the beginning anyway, when it first comes out, as though it will be short printed when it first comes out, at least because they're not releasing a lot of products, and some of the products like ETBs won't be released will not be coming out on release this month. So I think, chill out and don't try to overinvest when it first comes out. Just kind of wait and see what you can get. But I think ultimately Ascended Heroes will be a good play, both to open and hold for the long run. I think it's a great set, and I'm very hyped about it. After Ascended Heroes, of course, Perfect Order is coming out, and I think people are saying it's not going to be as nice. Maybe we'll have some cool SIRs. We are not entirely sure yet. Only maybe one handful of cards have been suggested or hinted at being released. Say Zygarde set. Now, Zygarde I think is a great Pokemon, but I don't know ultimately if it's popular enough to be carrying the entire set to make it worth in the long run. And I think this year being the 30th anniversary, I think we should revisit how Celebrations has doing from the 25th anniversary. They will be releasing the 30th anniversary. They've revealed the logo. It will be the same logo as the 25th anniversary, except instead of 25, it will say 30 on the cheeks of the Pikachu. So let's just check out how this set has been performing. I think it's relevant that, you can see in the last year even, at the beginning of last year, a Elite Trainer box was going for 116, and now, it's had some ups and downs, some dips, but we got a $247 ATB. It's doubled up in a year, so I don't know how bad Celebrations was doing when it first came out, but I think if this is any indication for the long run, this 30th anniversary could also be a relevant set to invest in. What are going to be the chase cards in Celebrations? They have some expensive boxes, of course. Mew, $46 card. Surfing Pikachu, VMAX Hilarious, Flying Pikachu. Interesting. Not too many crazy investable cards, huh? What's it say? Let's just go to product type. Let's go to cards. Celebrations. Yeah, they are only saying the most investable card is $46 for this shiny Mew card, essentially. It's very interesting. Wow. So I'm sure they'll do better on the printing of the 30th anniversary. But if you can just think about how something like Celebrations has doubled in the last year, I think over time the 30th anniversary will also be a good hold, in 5 years. This is the 25th, or on the cusp of the 30th release. So I think in 5 years, you also could be looking to, many times X. How much was this when it came out? $40, doubled up, every year or so. Maybe not. So 40 was 6x, 6 times, went up 6 times. So be on the lookout this year for Ascended Heroes, Celebrations. Pick up Destined Rivals in Prismatic when you can find it, especially if you can get a booster box of Destined Rivals. Those are $400 booster boxes, and I think they will continue to perform. See what kind of Paldean Face. That's a set that's sort of ruled by shiny Pokemon, so I think that's always gonna be relevant. So those are my ideas, and of course, these last 2 Mega Evolution sets I think will be relevant. And I don't know how well Mega Evolution 3, Perfect Order is going to perform, but keep your eye on the lookout. Maybe if you're able to, pick up a booster box or so of Mega Evolution or Phantasmal Flames. All right, I'll talk to you all tomorrow.